Well, hello. I hope that this video finds you well. This is my 9th week in Old Testament theology, looking at various verses. I think we're going to, or I'm plan on quickening the pace a little bit here. On May, at the beginning of May, I want to begin going verse by verse through 1 John in Greek. And so I'm going to shift back to the New Testament in about 7 weeks. So I figure I have about 7 more passages like this. So I'm going to try to do creation, Old Testament theology creation in this 1 week. And for our Hebrew verses, I want to look at Genesis 1 through 3. Surprise! And then so the podcast on Wednesday this week will be on creation. And I'll talk a little bit about that. Well, so let's go ahead and look at these verses. These are great verses. I love these verses. Of course, I love all the Bible. Don't get me wrong. But these are verses that I memorized these verses in Hebrew before I even knew Hebrew. But let's go ahead and begin, shall we? So as usual, I'll give you the letter. I'll try to pause, give you the letter, pause, give you the vowel, and so forth. And then we'll see if we can get through these 3 verses in a timely fashion. I bet we can. So let's begin. What's the first letter? It's a bait. It has a dagesh in it. What kind of a dagesh is it? It's a hardening dagesh. At the beginning of a word, it hardens the sound. Also called a light dagesh. That might seem strange. A dagesh linnae in Latin, and a dagesh katon, a small dagesh in Hebrew. So it's pronounced ba. What kind of a shava is this? That's right. It's a vocal shva, because at the beginning of a word, a shava is a vocal shva most of the time. So, ba is how you pronounce that. What letter is this? Resh, sere. This is a sere aleph. There's no vowel under the aleph. It's a quiescent aleph. It goes silent after a long vowel. So, ba, re is how you pronounce these 2 syllables. Ba, re. And this is a sheen, hirik yod, tav, ba, re, sheet, bare sheet, in beginning of, or in beginning. Okay, so next word, bait, hardening dagesh, kamatz, resh, kamatz, aleph, kamatz, aleph, again, this is a quiescent aleph with the kamatz long vowel here. So bara, you may know bara from theology. This is the word, it's, create. Sometimes people have argued that this particular word for bara is different from, say, asa, which is to do or to make. Of course, it is true that bara seems to be used strategically 3 times in Genesis 1. So there may be some special point about that. I'm getting ahead of myself, right? This is not interpretive. We're doing the letters. Okay, next word. Aleph. Katef sagol. It's a little e with a light mark on the top. Lamed. Holem. Hey. Hirik yod. Final mem. You know this word? I hope you do by now, if you've been watching. Elohim. It's the generic word for God. Technically, it's plural, but Hebrew does not treat it plural. Bara, for example, singular. I'm getting into grammar again. That's Friday. Okay, so Aleph, Sere, Tav, 8, direct object marker. Hey, Patak, doubling. What is that? On Friday, I'll tell you. Kamatz, mem. Notice this is a final mem. This is a medial or initial mem. Patak, yod, hirik, final mem, hashamayim, vav. What kind of schwa? Vocal schwa. Aleph, sere, tav. V'ate, so he ate and he ate again. V'ate, another direct object marker. Hey, kamatz, any guess what that is? Hey, patak doubling is the same morpheme here. Morpheme, please. Ha, aleph, kamatz, resh, sagol. This is a final sade. So haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Okay, talk about it on Friday. Verse 2. Vav, what kind of shua? Vocal, because it's the beginning of a word. Hey, kamatz, same thing as haaretz, haaretz. Aleph, kamatz, resh, sagol, final tsere. Okay, and the earth, or but the earth, Friday. Hey, kamatz, yod, shava. Now, what kind of a shava is it? Well, that's a hard one. It's vocal. Okay, it's not hard for me. Actually, it probably is hard for me, but I just know it's vocal. I'll talk maybe about that on Friday, what's happened there. Ha-ya, tav, kamatz, final hey, hayata, tav, holam, hey, sharuk, tohu, not tofu, but tohu, vav, kamatz, bait, without a dagesh, holam, hey, sharuk, va, vo, hu. It's vo instead of bo because it doesn't have a dagesh. Tohu vavohu. Talk about that on Friday. Vav, what kind of shava? Vocal, it's the beginning of the word. Chet, holam, sheen, sagol. Final kaf with a silent shava in it. Va koshek. Not, anyway. Ayin, patak, lamed, dash or makef, pay with a dagesh in it. It's a light dagesh because it's the beginning of a word, beginning of a syllable. But this is actually a word we've seen quite a bit in our Hebrew ventures. This is a vocal schwa because it's under the first consonant of that word. Nun. Serio, that's a vowel letter combination. Panay. Panay alavadka. It's a pasta dish. Just kidding. Upon the face of tav, shava, vocal schwa because it's the beginning. Hey, okay, it's done it again. So hold on 1 second and okay, now it's in the right place. For whatever reasons, when I copy the Hebrew from Blue Letter Bible, the holums are often displaced a little bit. So this is tav, shava, hey, holam vav. That's a long O. I transliterate it as an O with a little hat on it. Final mem, tahom. More on that on Friday. Okay. Vav, vocal schwa, resh, sharuk. This patak really is not in the right place. It should be a little bit to the right. It's a furtive patak. It's ruach. You go u and then ah. Ruach. The ruach and spirit. Spirit of, recognize this from up here? Spirit of Elohim. Can you do the letters? Pause the tape and do it. I'm going to do them real quick. Aleph, Katef, Sagol, Lamed, Holam, Hey, Hirik, Yod, Mem. Okay. Mem, vocal schwa, Resh, Patak, Chet, Sagol, Pei, without the dagesh, Sagol, so it's going to be pronounced f, because it doesn't have the dagesh, Tav, Marakefet, hovering. Ayin, Patak, Lamed, Makef, which is not a letter, it's a dash. Pei, this time with a dagesh, so it's going to be p. Vocal schwa, Nun, Seriod, which is a vowel combination, Al Panay, Hey, patak, mem. What kind of a dagesh is that? It's a doubling dagesh because mem is not a begad kefat letter. So it's a strong dagesh, a dagesh forte. It's a dagesh gadol, a big dagesh. Kamatz, yod, hirik, mem, final mem, hamayim. Okay. V'haaretz hayatatohu, vavohu, v'koshek al panei tehom, v'ruach Elohim merakefet al panei hamayim. Okay. Friday for the translation. Finally, verse 3. Vayomer Elohim Yahior. Vayihior. Can you do it? See if you can do it. Pause the tape. Go for it. Vav, patak, doubled yod, because, by the way, patak doubling should cue something in your mind eventually. Let's say after this week, it should from hereafter cue it. Anyway, vav, patak doubling. Holam, aleph, mem, segol, resh. Vayomer, and he said. Who said? Elohim said. Can you do Elohim? Aleph, ketef, segol, lamed, holam, hey, hirik, yod, mem. Next word. Yod, vocal schwa, hey, hirik, yod, vowel combination. Yahi, let it be. Let it be. Yahi, vayahi, and it will be. Anyway, aleph, holam, vav, resh, or light. Let light be. Vav, kamatz, yod, shava, hey, hirik, yod, vayahi, makef, or, and light was. Aleph, holam, vav, resh. That's a saluk. It's often an accent on the final syllable of a word. Is that right? I think so. Well, anyway, it's a saluk. And this is a, my brain is going crazy. 3, 2, 1, sof pasuk. That's what it is. Okay, well, these have been our 3 verses, the vowel letters, the vowels and the consonants. The first three verses of Genesis. Barashit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz vayaha v'haaretz hayatatohu vavohu v'koshek al panei tehom v'ruach Elohim merakefet al panei hamayim vayomer Elohim yehi or vayihi or. Okay, Genesis 1:1-3. On Friday, we'll talk about the grammar, and on Wednesday is I'll do a podcast on creation in Old Testament theology. Have a great week.